Bristol's manufacturing and industrial sectors are struggling to find qualified workers to fill the gaps left by retiring baby boomers, as well as increasing global demand for American-made products. If elected, what could you do to help this historically and financially important segment of our economy train and find new qualified workers to support local job growth and industrial business development?
So this is a perfect question to go back to my theme about connecting the dots. We have some great resources that we need to capitalize on, but we're not doing as good a job as we could to connect those dots. First, Bristol Technical Education, the high school on Chippens Hill. Wonderful program, not enough slots for the kids that are interested in going there. Manufacturing Mania. For many of you have seen the article that was in last week's paper. Percolating the interest of middle school and high school students for manufacturing is brilliant, and we need to do more of that because things have changed. We no longer have to think about education in terms of everyone being on the college path. There are kids who are not going to go to college, and we need to understand that and help them create that path to be successful, whether it's technical education, whether it's skill sets like plumbing, electrical, carpenter, so that they can be productive members of society and have a living wage. That's also important. We have a great program at the Board of Ed for machining in conjunction with Raleigh Spring for CNC, and we need to do more of that as well. Those are where the highly skilled and highly paid jobs are, and hopefully those kids, and hopefully our grandchildren will someday be able to come back to Bristol with its proud manufacturing history and be able to get jobs in the Southeast Industrial Park, just like their grandparents worked at New Departure or any of the other factories. And I think that's what we all want, those opportunities for our children. But a lesson that I learned while doing economic development in New Britain, let's move away from the big prize mentality. It's great when we land a company to come in. That's wonderful. But let's not forget that we have over 4 dozen small machine shops right here in Bristol, manufacturing, doing things every day. And some of them are watching some of our larger manufacturers here in Bristol, as well as in the region, ship out some of their job work to other places. We should have some type of roundtable where there's a discussion about what we can do to keep all of that machine work locally. Have them learn from each other, innovate, talk about technologies and collaboration. And I think it worked very well in New Britain, and I think it could work here as well. The end result of that is additional employees may be needed. I think we also create a focus with small businesses for the BDA. We also review our zoning regulations and designations of business zones constantly because that's a fluid market. If somebody wants to move somewhere, we need to make it happen for them. And we also need to continue to encourage the economic growth we've seen from the grant programs that we've done that began in the Nicastro administration, giving grants for people to move here, to relocate here, and to make jobs. We have to make Bristol more attractive to employers. Culture, arts, why would they want to come here if their employees don't want to come here? And we also need to get more residents hired with job programs. And I think those are the priorities that would be what I would be doing to hit the ground running. I think that it's also important that the city lead by example. As we talk about these manufacturing and other emerging sectors such as healthcare, business services, those are the high growth areas that we're looking at. We also need to make sure that Bristol residents are trained to get these jobs. But more importantly, too, we should lead by example as the city employer. Right now, we have a very poor record of hiring locally. And in my estimation, and I've said this for years, that there are 200 to 300 people that I could name on any given day who would make wonderful firefighters, teachers, police officers, or any position, administrative or otherwise, at City Hall or in any of our departments. But the fact is that there's been a pattern that's emerged through hiring practices where we don't hire local. And I think that that's something where we're talking about burgeoning our middle class and having people have disposable income with good quality jobs, with steady wages, with health and benefits. We need to make sure that we are the leader in that sector. The other thing that's important is using Bristol's purchasing power in order to bolster our existing small businesses, retail and service. When I was reelected for my 4th term 2 years ago, I was handed the requisite box of business cards. They were printed in Hartford, and that is such a disservice to the many organizations and businesses that are here that could do it. And the pennies saved by going with that low bid are not, I think, what we want as a quality community.